Oh, hi, Mark. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is out, and everyone is here! It's one of the best video games out there, according to many. One of its main sources of praise comes from its absolutely ginormous character roster. I mean, look at the size of that thing! Holy smokes, this is the type of game people would have thought impossible many years ago. You've got the main mascots of Nintendo, such as Mario, Link, and Pikachu. But then you've also got third-party characters like Snake, Pac-Man, Ryu, and Sonic. Seriously, aside from those 7 characters I listed, the roster is so big, you're bound to have not heard of at least one of the characters. Like, Shulk. Honestly, I wish I never knew about Shulk. But that's a story for another day. Or never, because screw you, Shulk.
I'm really feeling it!
Games like this are known as crossover games, since lots of game franchises, well, cross over. Worlds collide, as they say. But just how big is this crossover? I'm not talking about characters represented, because then that would be easy. 69 characters, 71 if you count Pokemon Trainer History, 72 if you count the trainer himself as a fighter, 73 if you count Piranha Plant, and 78 if you count the 5 incoming DLC fighters. There, video over. But that's not what I'm here for. What I'm here to discover today is how many worlds are colliding here, just how many series are being represented in this game. And I'm not just talking fighters. I mean, Sakurai put in a visual of all the series being represented from fighters alone in the first Nintendo Direct. I want to know the true size of this crossover, by bringing in all the items, assist trophies, bosses, music, stages, Mii costumes, and spirits. For example, Golden Sun isn't being represented by a fighter, but rather an assist trophy, and maybe a spirit or two, so that counts as 1. Also, sorry Isaac, but at the very least you're an assist trophy and not, completely omitted from the game. Obviously, these rule sets can make this number go pretty high. A single spirit from a game nobody has ever heard of can count as an entire series being represented, adding 1 to our counter. For example, the Goku and Chao spirit. No, not that Goku, and no, not that Chao. There is a game called Yuyuki with 2 characters named Goku and Chao, and that's a spirit in this game, so that counts as 1, even if nearly nobody has ever heard of that game. Unless I'm totally wrong and millions of people have heard of that game. But what do I know, right? It's probably popular in Japan or something like that. Anyways, keeping in mind that this video was made after the Joker reveal, but before any future reveals, this video will probably get out of date in a few months or so. So keep that in mind if you're watching this in 2020 or whatever. Anyways, let's get started. First of all, I should mention that spin-offs do not count as their own series. So even though the Paper Mario series has a stage from it returning to Smash, that does not mean an entire new series has been added. The Paper Mario series is one with the general Mario series. The first and most obvious source of series is in the fighters. As stated earlier, Sakurai gave us a visual that does most of our work for us. I say most of it because it's outdated. This visual was from the first Nintendo Direct. More characters were announced after this point, and out of all of them, only 2 are from a completely new series, Simon and Richter. Hailing from the Castlevania series, these 2 characters are the only ones who bring an entirely new series into the crossover. That is, until you count the DLC fighters. Of the 5 of them, only 1 has been revealed as of the uploading of this video. No, Piranha Plant doesn't count, even though he is DLC, but he's separate from the other 5. Besides, he doesn't bring a new series with him. He's from the Mario series. We've already got that. No, I'm talking about Joker from the Persona series. That counts. So, with all the series from the original fighters plus Castlevania and Persona, our total is currently 33. Now, let's move on to our next source of series, the assist trophies. Many of the assist trophies come from series we already have, like the Moon from The Legend of Zelda. For that reason, I'm only going to count series that have not yet been mentioned. They are Bomberman, Virtua Fighter, Golden Sun, Shovel Knight, Monster Hunter, the mysterious, whatever that is, Castle, Fatal Frame, Joy Mech Fight, Nintendo Badge Arcade, ARMS, Color TV Game, Nintendogs, Starfy, that game, Sheriff, Dylan's Rolling Western, Art Academy, Swapnote, Devil World, SimCity, and Brain Age. What a mouthful, and we aren't anywhere close to being done yet. I should also mention that previous Smash Bros. Games do count as their own series, as there do exist completely original characters in the series that can make an appearance in Smash Ultimate. Since I know for a fact that there is a Taboo spirit and a Pyramid spirit coming from the Subspace Emissary from Brawl, I'm counting that as one more series. So now, from the 21 Assist Trophy series, plus 1 more for the Smash series as a whole, and the 33 from the fighters, we are now at 55. Next up is the list of stages. Yes, some stages bring new series with them. They are Tomodachi Life, Picture Chat, Wrecking Crew, Pilot Wings, Electroplankton, Balloon Fight, and Find Me. That's 7 more. I should take a minute to talk about something though. Tomodachi Life and Pilot Wings are a bit difficult to place here, since they may or may not count as spin-offs from the Me series. I say Pilot Wings would count as a spin-off since that's what it has evolved into. It used to be its own separate series, but now everybody only knows it for having Miis everywhere, especially with that new Wii Sports Resort game. That takes place on Woohoo Island, originally from Pilot Wings, but oh what the heck. It counts. I'm counting it. Tomodachi Life, on the other hand, is a bit more difficult, but since it has its own emblem on the stage select screen, I'm counting it. I'm going to go ahead and count Find Me as its own series as well. It's not necessarily a spin-off of the general Me series, but whatever. It's in the same pool as Tomodachi Life. Hard to place on this list, but I'm counting it. Balloon Fight brings up something scary for me. Villagers Up Special is a direct reference to Balloon Fight, which would count as a new series to the total. So what if other fighters have special moves that do the same? I'm looking specifically at Rob and Game & Watch here. Their entire moveset is inspired by other games. I think I can safely remove Game & Watch from this observation, however, since all of those games technically count as a Game & Watch series. Rob, on the other hand, is a bit more difficult to consider. There were 2 games that used the robotic operating body, with their game mechanics being shown in Rob's moveset, which would count. However, Rob is listed as its own series on that visual from the Direct, which could mean that those 2 games, Charm Item Stack Up, would count as the Rob series, not adding to our total. Furthermore, the Wikipedia page for Rob lists those 2 games as hailing from the Robot series, so I think we're good here. To my knowledge, no other fighter has moves from other games that require further attention, so let's move on. Our next step is the items list. Some items do indeed come from different series. They are Galaga, Panel de Pon, Rally X, Steel Diver, and Clu Clu Land. Houston, we have a problem. A big one. The Super Scope exists. The Super Scope is an item that returns in Smash, but its origins will bring out a new list of game series that would now technically count as being represented in Smash. There are 12 games that use the Super Scope. Of them, the ones that introduce new series are Battle Clash, Bazooka Blitzkrieg, The Hunt for Red October, Lamborghini American Challenge, whatever the heck of a name that is, Metal Combat, not to be confused with Metal Gear Solid, Operation Thunderbolt, Revolution X, Super Scope 6, which is a game and not a tool, T2, Tin Star, and X Zone. Yes, these do count. The Super Scope isn't its own series, but all the games that use it are. Yoshi's Safari is the only Super Scope game that does not introduce a new series, and so our new representation count jumps by 11. The other 5 items also count, and so we are adding a total of 16 new series to our list, and our total is now 78, which is the same number as fighters in the game after DLC and all those other conditions I said earlier, and we still aren't done yet. Bosses come next, but there aren't any new series represented here. Giga Bowser is part Mario, part Super Smash Bros., and we already have them both. Ganon is from The Legend of Zelda, Gallium from Super Smash Bros., Marx from Kirby, Dracula from Castlevania, Master Hand and Crazy Hand from Super Smash Bros., Galim and Darkon from Super Smash Bros. Rathalos was close, but he's already an assist trophy, and we counted his series already. No problem here. Mii costumes are next. 6 Mii costumes come from series not already mentioned. They are Jams the Band, Chibi Robo, Street Pass Me Plaza, Custom Robo, Sin and Punishment, and Nintendo Labo. Wasn't Barba the Bat an assist trophy in an earlier Smash game? Oh well, it doesn't matter too much. Our new grand total is 84. This is the point where we go insane. Next up is the spirits list. There are 1,302 spirits in the game. That's more spirits than there are trophies in Smash 4 for the Wii U, which had about 900 I think. So, is that it? Am I spending the good part of my day researching every single spirit in the game to see which ones come from different series or not? Well, most of the spirits are from series already represented by the inclusion of certain fighters, so no, I don't have to research every single spirit, but nonetheless, here are the series not yet represented. case you lost count, that's 87. That's 87 new series being represented by spirits. That's double our original count of 78. Our new total is 165. We have just one more category to research, the music list. There is some music from series not yet represented by spirits or anything else yet, and that just kind of blows my mind. With how many spirits there are, you would expect that giant list to cover everything. Anyways, on this list of new series represented by music, keep in mind that some of these series are represented by a few seconds from a medley or something. For example, the two Namco medleys represent like 3 or 5 different series not yet already represented earlier. Anyways, here's the list. And at long last, we have reached the end. Our grand total is 190 different series represented by Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I don't think that will be topped for a very, very long time. Knowing that this is likely the final Smash game, I doubt that it will ever be topped. Anyways, now that you have a bunch of information you have no idea what to do with, have a great rest of your day. See you later.